Hey, everybody, welcome back to the 10th floor. It's me, Matt.
Hello, everybody. It's Kat.
And you here, get on out of that waiting room one more time. Climb on into this elevator. It's rapid. It's the express elevator right up to the top, all the way to the 10th floor.
Oh, man, we might go through the ceiling like Willy Wonka.
Like Willy Wonka, up and out, as they say
Up and out.
in Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. No, we're going up to the 10th floor. We're going to get off the elevator. We're going to look into the room, the recovery room, the patient's room, the hospital room, and we're going to see Kevin Collins with his head bandaged. He's going to be questioned. Do you know where you are? The General Hospital. On the 10th floor, he said.
I loved it.
And so you're here on the 10th floor with
I'm
us
here
and
to
Kevin
hear.
Collins. Hi. He's going to be okay, folks. He's going to be A-okay.
Fine.
Everything's going to be fine. There's not going to be any issues. There's not going to be any problems. He's not going to have any lingering personality issues. There's not going to be Orion waking up in his brain. Or will there be? No, nothing is guaranteed anymore because the writers who wrote this aren't writing anymore. Who knows what direction any of this is going to take here in the next several weeks?
I feel so sorry for Uncle Kevin.
You do?
Sure.
Why?
Because Esme's the only link he has back to his brother Ryan. Now, Kevin Ryan, yeah, they had lots of problems, and Ryan was a kook
Mm-hmm.
and a psycho.
He was.
Psychopath.
He is.
But Kevin loved Ryan. He's his brother.
Yes.
Didn't like him at all.
Mm-hmm.
Did love him. And he would have loved for him to get better. Look how long he took care of
He
him.
did for a very long time.
Very, very long time. And I think he really wanted Esme, his niece, the child of his twin brother, and they were identicals. So it's like his daughter, sort of.
Well, they wasted all of that time, didn't they?
Because if they would have shown a real bond between Kevin and Esme, a real like father-daughter kind of relationship.
Uncle niece.
Uncle, where he was like really giddy. He was really having like he was having the same kind of effect on her that Laura did. And Laura had some positive effects on her. Okay. And they really showed us that. They showed us in conversation. They didn't show that with her and Ryan much. If they would have, it would have been her conking him over the head with that 70s phone. Would have been a little more tragic.
Chandra's childhood phone. The phone that they took from they went back in time to take it from Chandra's childhood house.
Yes.
To bring it to now, to wallop Kevin Collins in the head with it. No, yeah, they wasted all that time. They sent Kevin over to Europe with Laura. They gave that actor and character a break. I don't know. Is John Lindstrom on? I would guess he's not on contract. John Lindstrom.
I'm sure he's retiring, isn't he?
You know, because if he was on contract, I don't think they would have sent him away to Europe with Laura to go look for Nicholas. You know, which would have been the prime time for them to develop that relationship. But all of that happened during writer's strike time. It's as if they didn't want to move things along too much during that time.
Yeah, sure, because they didn't want the over direct to have to be so crazy.
Yeah, I guess, you know, or maybe they were just biding their time and then they just wound up running out of it.
Yeah.
You know, because by the, Spencer's leaving and then might as well just send Esme with him, you know?
I just thought it was, just kind of sad for Kevin.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
The one connection that he still has to Ryan.
Just like Laura. My
just
family's fading away.
I felt sorry for Laura when Laura said that.
Yeah, well, it's true. They keep on getting rid of the characters that are her family, but that's all right. She still has Marty and Cyrus. Who else do you need other than Marty and Cy?
Well, who she needs is Lulu to wake up.
Nah.
And Lucky to come home every once in a while. Quit being such a deadbeat dad.
Maybe he does come home every once in a while. We just never see it.
Well, I'm not interested in knowing that fact.
Yeah, we'll just start working again into dialogue. Oh yeah, Lucky was here just last weekend.
Yeah. They used to work that in the dialogue where he had been on a conference like Zoom with with Aiden. They used to
Mhm.
do that on the regular, and then
Yeah.
they stopped doing it a couple of years ago. When they aged up Aiden and he got tall,
Mhm.
you don't talk.
Well, lucky he doesn't have anything he doesn't know how to relate to a teenager is what it is. That's exactly what it is. Like I can relate to them up until they're about 11, but then after that they start talking about liking boys, and I can't do that. I'm
Do it. Can't do it.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, you know, Ma, we're not alone here. It's you, me, Kevin Collins, and Chandra, and Liz, and Melissa, and Stephanie. Hey, everybody. Welcome to 10th floor. Hopefully you enjoyed our time with Tanisha Harper that just expired here on the 10th
Yeah,
floor, and you
and
were
if
there
you
for
missed
that.
it, go back and look at it.
Or later, not right now. Watch
Not
this
right now.
now. But then when we're done here, you can go back and watch what our conversation with Tanisha. What a good time. What a
No,
good
it was
time. You know,
it was
we're figuring this out, Ma.
sunny San Diego, sitting on that covered terrace. It was beautiful.
Yeah. You know, we're figuring this out. This whole having a guest on thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, back to back guests, back to back, really good fun conversations.
Yeah, who the heck do we think we are, right?
We're nobodies. We're just sitting here
Nobody.
lucky. I'm sitting in my
We're Matt the
bedroom.
Cat. That's who we are.
We're sitting in our houses right now. We ain't anybody special.
I'm sitting here in my regular old house with the dog right there. You guys can't see him, but he snores.
Oh goodness gracious.
So what else is going on the 10th floor?
Oh goodness.
Yeah, so Kevin is
Yes.
he get to go home real soon.
He's okay. He's fine.
He
He's
went
fine.
home fast.
Curtis is gone. Curtis went out. Oh, I'm going to Paris. I'm not sitting in this room anymore.
Yeah, he went to Paris because his baby girl's in trouble. He had to go check out what's happening. Oh my gosh. How fearful, right?
Yes.
How fearful they must have felt when they knew that Esme was on her way there.
And he had to wheel himself all the way to Paris, Ma.
I know.
Can you imagine him on the tarmac of an airport trying to get on that private Q jet?
I know.
They had to get a ramp
private
out.
Q jet, weren't they? They were on the private.
Oh yeah.
Why did Sonny offer up that plane?
Sonny was not in the country. Sonny's in Puerto Rico.
Oh, he was. Yeah, his plane was in use, wasn't it?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Laura went, Ned, I need you. And Ned said, I got you, Laura. I'm going to help you save those crazy kids, but I'm not going to tell anybody. There's a wedding being planned in the sunroom, and I'm not going to interrupt that by telling them that I loaned the jet out to you.
I'm certainly not going to tell Drew about it.
No, oh gosh, no! Don't tell Drew anything. At this point,
No.
I'm cutting Drew out of my life at this point.
Drew's kind of crazy a little bit now.
Yes, he is, Mother. He's losing his marbles.
He
right?
is.
Somebody's taking them.
Yeah.
He had marbles. He had scruples, and now they're gone.
Oh. He's doing exactly what I hoped they would do for Drew. Make him a little dark, a little edgy.
But he's not a little dark, a little edgy. He's flat out nuts.
He's a little bit nuts.
He's nuts. Chandra says it now. Drew is wacky. I can't say it any better than that, Chandra.
Drew is wacky. He is. Yes. I wonder how long Laura's going. And Laura, I don't know why I do that, you guys. I often do that.
Because you want to be best friends.
I often do that. When I refer to Carly, I will call her Laura.
Because you want Laura Wright to be your friend so badly.
Well, I think I feel like she is in a way.
My friend Laura, Carly, who plays Laura.
But I never do that with Laura and call her Jeannie.
No, because, well, I mean, I think also at the same time, there's been 3 Carlys and 1 Laura.
That's true. Hey, Matt, you know what I need to order, hon? Oh, my gosh.
I don't know. Tell me.
A Bobby's coffee cup. There are Bobby coffee cups there this week.
Gosh, what are they, $50 online?
And I don't know. I didn't go to the merch of GH, but yeah, there's Bobby coffee cups now. They were on the tables this week.
Well, maybe at the con.
To have one where I can have a Kelly's and a Bobby's right by.
We're gonna have to open up. The Buy Me a Coffee thing's got a way for people to donate toward a cause, and our cause could be going to the convention this year.
I want that Bobby. I want that. I might have to order that off the internet. I might go to GH merch and buy it now because I really want that Bobby's coffee.
Yeah, I mean, if our luck continues to hold, we can go to the convention and just win trivia. At this
That
point,
would piss that dude
that
off
dude
bad.
would be like, "No, man, I don't want you coming.
He
No, you
goes,
can't
no,
play. You can't play. You
next year,
duo dominates too much."
oh yeah, you're that cat lady
For
that
how, for
that
how
mom's
often
that
we
guy that
are
irritates me.
for how often we are wrong, for how little details we remember, for some reason we walk away like just like it's a hot streak in Vegas when it comes to GH trivia, the
Well,
convention.
I was very, very lucky on some of it because there was a few of them that I didn't really, really know. I was leaning one way. There was a couple of them that I didn't have a clue, but I said, I got 50-50 chance.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah. And I had just happened to be right. Oh,
Oh my
that
gosh.
frosted that guy, man. He didn't dig that at all, you guys, that I won twice. He
Nah,
didn't dig
well,
it.
don't offer something you're not willing to give away, sir.
I
Do
know.
not offer something you don't want somebody to have.
Yeah, exactly
Because
what
somebody
happened.
will take it.
Sure did.
Mm-hmm.
I came back to him and reminded him, and he
Mm-hmm.
goes,
I too, Stephanie said she got a Kelly one before they switched them out. And I too have a Kelly's mug, and I think Mom's got a Kelly's mug too.
I do.
So these are collector's items now.
I know.
I gotta stop putting in the dishwasher.
I got one. I got two actually because I gave one to your grandma.
Hmm.
She has pencils in it on her desk.
Well, there you go. It's a great way to keep your pencils, everybody, and also to drink your morning cup of joe, or your afternoon coffee, or your nighttime coffee, depending on who you are as a person and when you like to drink coffee.
But I did notice it on the set this week. That Bobby coffee cups
Yes, well,
on
I mean, it's
set.
Bobby's now.
Bobby coffee cups are there. So
Bobby's.
there's a lot to talk about.
There's
There's
too
a lot
much to talk
going
about,
on.
which is why we're not going to talk about anything. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on the 10th floor. I've been Matt.
There's a lot, you guys. What should we talk about first? What do you
Oh,
guys think?
goodness. I mean, Spencer and Esme in the drink. Jagger is back. Adam's gone home. Um,
Yeah.
Carly and Tracy in the boardroom. Carly and John. At Bobby's. Is Dex actually Kate's? Sunny's shootout. Thank you, Chandra, for the $5 donation.
Okay.
Cyrus was on. Michael quits. You
I know.
know, there's gonna be
And
maybe a
I want to know, you guys. I
Bensonhurst
know
wedding.
this a little off, okay? I know. But how long will it take for Ava to fall on Sonny's penis?
Oh, no,
'Cause
no, no, it's not gonna happen.
I don't know, Matt.
Sonny's evolved now.
I don't know.
I know that you don't know, but I think that Maurice Bernard is not doing that anymore. I don't
Well,
think it's gonna happen. I think that
I wanted it to happen. Sorry.
I think it's gonna remain Nina centric, and I think that he's gonna find himself back to her and not make any mistakes along the way.
You're probably right. You're probably right. But I was kind of hoping, I don't know, because the reason why I hate Nina so much is because Cynthia's so good, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted even her best friend to be taken from
What?
her. I know.
Why would they even keep her on the show if they're gonna take everything away?
Because she'll go back to her original kooky Nina and do something really nutty. That was why.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Well, Melissa thinks so. Melissa says Abe and Sonny are definitely doing it. She slept with Nina's husband before. She's going to do it again. I think that all of these
Well,
characters have evolved.
well, maybe what they're trying to show us, and I'm good with this too, actually. I'm perfectly good with this. I love to see this too, especially if it's done very well and very believable. I'm all for Ava and Sunny being good friends. I'm all for Ava Sunny being Harley's Jason friend. Of course, they'll never have that kind of history because they don't have 30, 40 years,
Right.
but they have 10,
Yeah.
you
No,
know.
I
Uh,
think yeah.
I'm all for that too.
I think that Maurice Bernard has said I want Sonny to mellow out. I want Sonny to not be such a devious jerkhole all the time. I want to show that Sonny can have friends that are female. That he's not employed.
Yeah, I understand. I'm good with that. But when you look at Ava doesn't really know what to make of the whole thing, really. She's kind of nervous around him. but wants to be there for him, but she's nervous around and very apprehensive. I mean, she put her hand on his shoulder, you say in that comfort way as she left the room on Friday, but she was kind of even apprehensive about that. And his only response was thank you, which I thought was lovely. But I do you think that Ava won't okay, so Sonny may not look at her that way ever. Do you think Ava won't either?
I don't know. I feel like this is just this. Oh my God, how's it not worked
No,
out for them before?
no, so you're saying
Goodness.
one baby on top of a tomb is enough and that's it?
Yeah, like after everything that happened after the tomb, are they even going to give it a shot? I mean, just the contentious relationship that they had. Is that the word? Is that a word?
I think so.
I think so too. But just not the not good relationship that they had after that choice. I don't think lends to them making that same choice again. I
But
could be totally wrong.
but
Maybe I just don't want to see it.
I think the best part about it is it's so different than any of the Ava and Sunny relationships of the past.
Because I
It's
feel like,
always been so just tolerating each other or in the middle of feuding or whatever. But it's so different to see Sunny and Ava behaving around each other this
yeah,
way.
yeah.
That's delightful, actually.
I think they've just evolved in their relationship, or at least I've hoped that they just evolved in their relationship.
But maybe because it's a soap opera, I'm thinking she's gonna fall on it because it's a soap opera.
Right, right. But then also at the same time, like that, if the goal is for Sunny and Nina to stay together, that is not how they stay together
No, of course not.
at all. There's no way
Uh,
that they can repair the relationship if Sunny does that.
Yeah, I guess you just really want Sunny and Nina to stay together.
I think that Sunny and Nina are staying together, so I don't think him sleeping with Ava adds necessary drama to that story.
You're
I
right,
think
but
it
it's
does too
just
much damage to the relationships that they've secured on the show.
I agree, but it just seems soap opera to me.
It is soap opera, but General Hospital does not follow soap rules all the time.
No, they don't.
They don't. What did Tristan
No,
Rogers say? I don't work at a soap opera anymore. This is just a drama show.
mm-hmm.
I'm Australian.
Did say that. Well, it is different. It is different to see them around each other in a supportive, I wouldn't say loving, but a very supportive way.
Yeah. Chandra
Caring,
says that
caring way.
Sunny did try to kill Ava, so I'd be nervous too. Uh, Kaiwan says maybe this is to make Nina jealous, but you know what, Kaiwan? I don't think Sunny needs to do anything to make Nina jealous. He could just ignore her and she'll be like, "Oh, Sunny, no." Like he doesn't really need to do anything
Absolutely.
beyond that.
She poor thing though, when she left the penthouse, the only thing she said to him was, of course, said asked was talking about Spencer, but the only thing she said when she left was, I wasn't here to make it worse for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's never trying to make it worse for her. She just
And she
can't
wasn't
control it.
there purposely trying to run into him either, and
Yeah.
Ava had told her at the beginning of the conversation that he wasn't expected for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. She wasn't trying and all that kind of. Yeah, typical Nina. She doesn't try and then she happens to accidentally, and then
Mhm.
can't control her mouth.
Exactly. That's usually even when she goes into a meeting with and has talked herself into what her approach is going to be, and she's going to really try. And well, as soon as someone doesn't agree with her or immediately forgive her or say they're on her side, she picks a new fight.
Well, she's super wordy is probably is in my estimation the big issue is because before she gets into what she actually wants to talk about, she gives you this whole preamble of everything that's led up to her making this epiphany decision.
Yeah.
And by the when so she's rehashing and rehashing and rehashing and rehashing all of this trouble, and other person gets fed up with it, where they're just like, I don't get to the point or go away. Stop telling me about why I don't like you. You're reminding me of the antagonism that we've had. I don't
Right.
want to continue to listen to you, Nina. I think
Yeah, she
that's
does the
the issue.
same thing as Lucy Coe, but it's completely different.
So I think that if Nina were to cut out the preamble and just go straight up to like Carly, for example, and be like, I turned you into the SEC.
Mhm.
rather than be like, all right, so you remember how you kept Nell from me, and you remember how
Uh,
you kept Willow from me, and that's not a way to start the conversation because the other person's going to be like, what the hell does this have to do with anything right now?
mhm.
So you
Mhm.
know, Melissa thinks that Sonny's going to get knocked up. That would definitely be a change of pace there, Ma.
Sonny's gonna get what?
Knocked up.
I
Sonny's going to
said,
be the one that.
I've always said that he needed a vasectomy really bad.
Well, he's gonna be like Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie. Junior.
Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Ah.
Oh goodness. So yeah, I don't.
So
And plus, there's the big shootout. So we got to find out why Jason's trying to kill is trying to kill Sonny. So,
that's
I,
exactly who I think it is.
and so that's the direction this Puerto Rican story is going, and not about whether or not Sonny and Nina or Sonny and Ava are gonna fall into bed with one another. Um, I also
I think it's Jason
don't.
too.
Oh, it's definitely Jason. How could it not be Jason?
It's Jason. The
He
whole,
knew.
and I
He
think
knows
he
everything.
probably did shoot Curtis. I think that
Yes.
possibility that was Jason as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jason is now being brainwashed in some way. Maybe one of those tarot cards he'd been under the influence of one of those tarot cards ever since the rocks fell on him.
Maybe. See, here's the thing.
Maybe.
So the show has in the past been like, well, Jason's brain damage has made it so he can't be programmed.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why because the memory swap that they did
Mm-hmm.
with him and Drew, it didn't
Mm-hmm.
stick with Jason because of the brain damage, they said. Which is
Right.
why he came back with his full memories intact, even though these were memory swaps, not memory gibs.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Uh-huh.
So it didn't work for Jason because of the brain damage. So that is something that they will either have to completely ignore or overcome if Jason is being controlled. Here's what I think would be an interesting twist.
Mm.
Jason's doing it willingly. Somebody's convinced him to.
Ooh.
Either
He
by
could wind up
threatening.
being, it would be fun. I know there's some people wouldn't like it, but it would be fun to see Jason and Sunny be nemesis.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be a different way to play it?
It would be fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And since they hate each other in real life now and get in fist fights
I
near the
really
water
don't
cooler.
want, I really don't, I
Kidding.
want to
I made
see
it up, guys.
now.
Don't
I
don't take that to the
want,
internet. That's not true.
I want Jason to come back and I want him to resemble Stone Cold, but I don't want him to be exactly the same. I've seen that already for years.
Uh-huh. So I don't really know what you mean because we you want him to be more like he used to be but different. So isn't that what he is now?
Yeah, but I want him to be really different. I want his story to be very different.
Like a whole
And
new direction of things. Like not coming
I
back
don't
to the
want,
same fold.
I don't want him to be like, I don't want him to turn into a Puerto Rican. I don't want that. But I don't want him to be Sonny's lapdog anymore.
When it comes down to it, Jason is kind of getting a little long at the tooth to continue to be the main enforcer guy, right?
I think so. I think so. And not that it matters at all. But um Steve Burton looks real different than he said 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we time and gravity do it to all of us.
Yeah, yeah. All of those rocks that hit him in the head, Jason could be back as a vigilante, says Chandra. I mean, that was my original theory, right? Was that somebody was trying to take out ne'er-do-wells?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean, they're getting close to it. So Jordan and Anna are investigating, and they, like, cornered the arms dealer who might have had information, and then Jagger shows up, because I guess they're also investigating.
Yeah.
So all of this is leading to Jason somehow, I guess, or at least leading to the shooter
It,
if it's not Jason.
it is. It is. It's all leading to something. And it's cut. And we know if Steve Burton hasn't been over at Prospect this past week, he's going to be there on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, I think they
So
said his
we're
first
going to
filming
see
date
him
is anytime
soon.
now.
We're going to see him soon.
Oh yeah, in the next month, maybe February sweeps. Maybe February sweeps. I don't know what week that is. Could be 2 or 3 weeks from now. But they did a thing. There was a post. There was an official announcement on some social media of Steve Burton's first day back on set is this particular date, and I went, I bet that's a lie. I bet he's been on set for 3 weeks before then, and they're saying that now so people can get ready to see him on the screen in the next 2.
I think I think so too. I think he's been back there for a minute already. I think he's been back there since he cut the promo thing for
He
the
said it.
special.
Yeah.
Ever since, he did that for the special, I think he's been a prospect ever since that day, at least.
Well,
Um,
I mean, I think
and it
we're
doesn't make
moments away.
sense. It doesn't make sense for to have him on that 60th special, and at the very last scene we saw, big deal.
And then 6
It
months
does not make
later,
sense. It doesn't make sense for him not to be on screen for another 12, 14, 16 weeks.
yeah, no, I really think it's gonna be the next 2 weeks that we're gonna see him.
I think so too.
Hey, Kaiwan. Hey, Jeannie. Hey, Leanne. Hey, Cindis. Hey, Kelly.
Hi, guys.
Hey, y'all.
Did you listen to us when we were talking to Tanisha?
Hopefully you were. I
Was
know
it
Kelly
good?
was there. I got that Canadian question in because Kelly always wants to know if these people have been to Canada. And Tanisha
I
Harper has been
know.
to Montreal, which apparently is within spitting distance or something from Prince Edward Island. So hey, 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 Kelly's a happy lady. It was a good time though. Good time, I mean, 2 weeks ago we had Remington Hoffman. Or last
Mhm.
week we had Remington Hoffman from Days of Our Lives. This week we had Tanisha Harper. What a great back-to-back 2 fun weekends.
And hopefully, like in March, we'll have somebody else. We don't have anybody on the back burner
Sure
right
don't.
now,
I don't have
but
anybody
it'd be
lined up yet.
great if we could find somebody for some date in March. It
Well,
would be wonderful if we could get a guest a month. Oh my gosh.
now Tanisha can go to her filming tomorrow and be like, "Oh my God, Finola, I had the best time on this podcast with this mother and son. You've got to check them out. You should reach out to them. Here's their email address."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great. So, what did you think about Laura and Sunny's conversation?
I mean,
I liked it. I liked it, and I liked that Laura kind of told him off in a
yeah,
way.
I mean, so Laura's at this interesting
Kinda.
weird crossroad, where she's had a few examples now I think over the last 2 years or so, where her sympathies toward people are becoming more and more misplaced. She had a lot of sympathies toward Nicholas and a lot of sympathies toward Esme, and it has not led to good things. To the point where she's like when Nicholas runs off with the baby, she's like, "Oh my God, this is a terrible thing. Ace is in so much danger." Esme
Mm-hmm.
gets her memories back. "Oh my God, this is such a terrible thing. Ace is in so much danger." Like
Mm-hmm.
wherever she's putting her sympathies, it's not coming into a good
Mm-hmm.
result. And so maybe that's bleeding into some of the sympathies that she's had long form for somebody like Sunny,
Yeah.
where it's like, okay, well, maybe there's some behavior I should stop excusing, Mr.
Mm-hmm.
Corinthos. And that includes beating the tar out of my brother Cyrus.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, they're always great together, because Sunny's
And
good
of
friends with
course,
everyone.
he shows up at the gosh darn door.
Well, yeah,
Of course.
of course. Because he's my guy. He's gonna be there. Why is he not gonna be there? What's that?
But
My sister and
oh my
the
gosh.
person I aspire to prove myself to, and my greatest enemy talking. I've got to go interrupt this.
I sing her praises every week, but I have to do it again because she is just so good. Jeannie Francis, just so good.
There
I
is
just loved it. And
no.
she was mad as hell and like broken down, emotional, crying, and mad as hell at several people at the same time in that room. Only person not is Kevin.
Hmm. Nobody
But
does a
she,
grieving mother like Jeannie Francis, or
no, but
grieving
right,
grandmother, at least in this case.
no. And and of course Cyrus starts spouting off his stuff, and
Hmm.
she's just stop it.
I just don't have the patience for this right now, Mr. Renault.
Gosh.
It's so
And
good,
I
though.
knew, when, she gets them to leave, I knew that Sonny was going to follow him out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that line because I texted it to you.
You did, Mother. You did.
I'm a believer, not a saint.
I'm a believer, but not a saint.
Oh, you guys, wasn't that great? Wasn't that
Cyrus
great?
Short-haired Brother Renault, yes. Hello, Melinda Ritchie. Happy to have you here. Daisy. Hi, Daisy.
Hey
Cindus.
guys.
Yeah, so, good. Just, hey, when you have great actors doing great things with great characters together, it's always a joy to see, it's also nice to see that layer, that interaction, I should say, between Laura and Sunny, because usually it's a lot more friendly than that.
Yes.
So it's good to see
Yes.
the other side of it.
The connection of Laura and Sonny has been around, because forever. Because for years, Sonny and Luke were partners in all kinds of stuff. Sonny and Luke were in each other's circle a lot. They did a lot of gangster stuff together. They did a lot of business stuff together. They did legitimate things together. They did personal things together.
Mm-hmm.
They were attached to the hip.
James Lott Jr. has joined us in the chat, and he says Cyrus always shows up at the wrong time, and I counter that by saying there is no wrong time for Cyrus Renault to be on my television screen. Let me tell you.
No, I think he might be Matt's favorite.
I do really enjoy him. I
know you do.
I will say that I enjoyed his first run on the show more than I'm enjoying this particular one, but this particular one has been a little too loose when it comes to direction for me. But as we said earlier today, who knows what the future of General Hospital holds? Whatever the big plans were, if there were any big plans, are no longer a guarantee for anybody anymore.
No, I mean, the ones that the new writers think are cool, they're going to continue with expand on, but they're going to put a couple of them in the toilet, right?
Oh, I'm sure. They might put them all in the toilet for all we know. Every relationship could be shattered in just a matter of months.
Could be.
They could even make it so Jason kills everybody. They just start just cut and cast left and right.
No. There's some elements of Jason that have to stay the same. Some elements of Jason have to stay the same. He has to stay badass. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He does. He has to stay badass. He still has to act like Stone Cold sometimes. He's still got to be with Spinelli. The guys, those two are just comedic genius. I love them together on my screen. There's got to be Spinelli and Jason. There's got to be. But all the rest of it, I want a new Jason.
A new Jason.
New Jason. I want his stories to be different. And I want his...
I get it. We don't want him to fall into the same fold. We had just said it. We don't need him to be the enforcer anymore. We don't need him to be Sonny's lackey chasing after Carly's heels. Look at me doing it too. Carly's heels. Trying to see if there's anything left with Sam. No, let's come in. Let's have him. I want Jake to confront this man. That's what I want. I want Jake to stand right, looking right up to his dad's face, or even eye to eye, depending on how tall they are nowadays, and be like, "You keep on dying, you SOB," and give him a shove or something.
I like
That's what I want to see.
I like it.
I want to see that.
Maybe we can have we'll have Jake, Little Hudson. Well, you're not Little Hudson no more. So we can make it, let's have him be a little troubled teen, okay?
Yeah.
Let's have him do something.
Let's not have
Kevin be a little
troubled
teen. Get in trouble a little bit.
We don't need Kevin to cure him off screen. We need him to act out, all right?
Yeah, we need him to act out. And we need Jason to try to save the day with the kid, and and the kid's pretty much telling him, hey, you know what? You can get back under those rocks.
Yeah, you got a pier to get shot on recently, Dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go play pool.
You almost killed my brother, Danny. You jerk.
and that poor other kid, no one even cared.
I don't even remember his name. Jocelyn was more upset her teacher died. Oh, well, we did have Eden McCoy come back this week.
We did. It was perfect scene for her to come back for, too.
Hush, hush, sweet Charlotte. Oh, Chandra goes,
I remember that movie so well. I do. They used to play it on the 3:30 movie in the afternoon in the Bay Area every once in a while with Betty Davis, and she's crazy and she dresses up like a little doll and stuff.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
sweet Charlotte. And the head rolls down the stairs. It's so scary for back then. It's nothing now.
She's hanging out with Valentine. Valentine is like having a lunch with Nina to start up a new magazine. But, that's where Charlotte is, to having a good time with Valentine somewhere.
Maybe Jason is under some kind of influence of a tarot card all this time, and
Since he was a
Charlotte
kid.
is the
What if he
secret
can't?
is in the Charlotte box.
What if he can't be brainwashed because he was brainwashed during his recovery? It's not physical brain damage that has prevented him from accessing Quartermain memories. It's the brainwashing. And we're going to find out that Helena was behind it. And it can't be undone because of Helena.
Let's just, why not? It's a soap opera.
Why not? Let's just do that.
So, Matt, what do you think about this Jagger guy showing up?
I don't know anything about Jagger other than he used to be Antonio Sabato Jr. And Antonio Sabato Jr. is blacklisted in Hollywood for being a crazy, like, MAGA nut or something.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I know that this new actor, Twitter at least specifically, I don't know about the rest of the world, because Twitter's this big.
I looked at his IMDb because I recognized him, but I don't know from what.
I don't know. I didn't look at the IMDb. I guess I could.
He's done a lot of episode stuff, tons and tons and tons and tons of it. I think he's done a series too. I just remember, but no, he's not new to Hollywood at all. And I do recognize him. But like I said, I just didn't know from what.
So from my understanding,
as far as him, I know there's a lot of Twitter stuff, and I saw it all about him not looking Italian or having dark eyes and dark hair. To me, it doesn't matter to me.
No, it wouldn't matter to us though.
Yeah, but like for instance, Carly hasn't looked the same all the time.
No. No. Trina was very different when she started. Trina, I believe, was Asian actress to start off with.
Yeah, and I know that some people talk about this because it was the most weirdest one, and it's true. One Life to Live, when Blair was an Asian, and
for a moment.
For a moment, and then she was recast with Kelly DePaula. Isn't that her name?
Yeah, Kelly DePaula. She was just on GH.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if it was that way or the other way around, but yeah. So this sort of stuff has happened before. James Lund Jr. put up an analysis on his channel that goes into a little bit more detail than I have access to, because I don't know anything about Jagger. He was off the show in '95.
I know. I actually kind of looked at it a little bit because I do remember Jagger, but like I said, throughout the decades, I wasn't always watching. I would watch for a few months, or it depended on what my life was doing sometimes. But I do remember Jagger and Karen and all that stuff. I do.
I don't know them at all. So they were off the show in '95, and then from my understanding, he did a little stint on Night Shift, or a little showed up a little bit on Night Shift for something, and he wound up having a child or something. So they introduced a Jagger kid. But when it comes down to it, this character hasn't been on in 30 years.
He hasn't been on in a long time. Like you said, I think he came back in 2007 for a minute.
Yeah.
For like a little couple of episodes or whatever. But yeah, I do remember him. This is what I was most impressed with. And I know I don't look for spoilers. Well, I didn't know.
Yeah, I had no idea either. This was not covered in the spoiler rags at all. No, not even a hidden article on that soapoperanews.net,
And I thought it was this is the scene that of course, my mama cat was going off. My mama bear was going off. When he was talking to Leo in Bobby's, just sitting there, chilling.
Yeah.
And without, finding another adult that might be attached to the child before you sit down and talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, Olivia, you better get your ass in there. What is that fool doing?
It's fine. He's okay. He's a nice FBI.
But that's what I was saying. I said, what? I was saying that. as I was watching. Olivia, better get in there. That's a bull talking to you.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine. It's all
It
right.
was fine.
He's a
It was
sweet
fine.
little FBI guy. No, so I guess Jagger's kid, as they introduced on Night Shift, is autistic, and so I guess they might have
Yes.
just been trying to show it a link there.
Well, yeah, well, if it was a thing before, it should be a thing now.
I would say that's
Especially
probably
something
even
like
more
that.
of a thing now.
Yeah.
Jagger's a good guy, no worries, says Melissa. Yeah, but we didn't know that. We didn't know it was Jagger until he said, "Don't you recognize me, Anna? I'm
Exactly.
Jagger."
And he didn't call himself Jagger and
Yeah, he
in
called himself
Bobby's, he
John.
referred to himself as John. And of course, we
John.
don't recognize him at all. So I had no
Right,
reason to think it was Jagger.
right.
But when Anna was the only reason made me think
God, this guy's got a million credits.
that. Yeah, he does.
Started off
He's
in
in a lot of stuff.
'96. Most recent thing before General Hospital was The Lincoln Lawyer, 2023, 3 episodes. So before we lament the color of this aging man's hair, which is mostly gray anyway, uh, let's give the guy a chance to actually act because it seems like he can.
That's the impression I got too. But like I said, I haven't seen him before, but I recognize him, and I did look at all that stuff too. That he's done so much work. So I'm sure he's got something to bring. So we should give him a chance, right?
Yes, we should absolutely give him a chance, especially if they've cast such a prominent actor like this. They must have a plan. Now, listen, again, we're in transition times. So we have no idea what that plan ultimately is going to result being. But they must have had some sort of long-term plan for Jagger. The primary theory, and I think that this is something that makes a lot of sense, is we're going to find out who Dex's daddy is. And Dex's daddy may be Jagger Cates.
Maybe, huh? Wouldn't that be kind of a twist? Because Jagger's brother is Stone.
Mm-hmm.
And Stone and Sonny were
Besties.
like this. We're like this. Wouldn't that be something? Because Sonny pretty tight with Dex.
Yeah. I mean, they were good friends with that. Somebody in the chat here said, I can't really find it very quickly. But they said that something about them, Sonny and Jagger, not really getting along.
That's true. Because Sonny, Karen was working in that club as a stripper.
Jagger was not happy
and
with
that
this.
was Jagger's lady.
Yes.
And it was a secret too. She was doing it, he didn't know, and he found out about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then found out that Sonny was having no regard for Karen.
Yeah. I understand. I understand the commentary that has come when it comes to the stark physical difference. All I can say is I understand. I can't say that I agree it matters. In this case, if they replaced Trina with the person that temporarily played Jocelyn, yeah, that's a huge problem.
That's an enormous problem.
But to take a dark-haired Italian and replace him with somebody that's a little more light-haired, I don't think is as big of a problem as Twitter is trying to make it seem. But that's just my opinion. If somebody can show me some sort of proof that I'm wrong, I'm ready. I'm ready to read it.
They could bring Jax back as brunette. I'm cool with that too.
I mean, Ethan was blonde last time we saw him. Ethan went from dark-haired Aussie to blonde German. You know what I mean?
He sure did. I don't know, because what always goes on at the time in Hollywood. There's always some kind of obstacle at the time, but it was just that was so weird, right? That they had him on for one episode. Just weird.
Yeah. Let's see. Melinda says, my mom never told me for a long time until I was 38 that I had autism, and she made me feel normal. Well, that's because you are normal, Melinda.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's actually kind of cool, to a degree, to live your life for the most part not knowing a diagnosis because it didn't matter to your mom enough to tell you. I get it. That's kind of nice.
And that is nice. And also, I think, back when I was a child, or even when my children were kids growing up, autism was often just not diagnosed.
Yeah, it was
at all.
just hit them until they pay attention.
exactly. That kind of, especially back in my day, being born in the 60s, teenager in the 70s, they just knocked the ADD out of you.
Oh my goodness gracious. I got their PI Lois with a blonde haired woman from Africa. I don't know what you're talking about, Kaiwan, but okay. Continuity isn't a priority. Cinda says continuity isn't a priority over the years on soaps, and it's true. I think if 30 years has passed, or at least 20 years since we've seen this character, even really heard from them or their name or
Mhm,
anything, it
mhm.
becomes complete open season for them to pretty much do whatever they want with them now. It's been 20 friggin' years. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a long time now. Kate's family was very prominent back then. There was a sister, I believe her name was Gina, and there was, of course, Stone. And, what bigger storyline than Stone and Robin? And ultimately, having Stone pass away of AIDS.
yeah,
No bigger story.
yeah,
And that was Jagger's brother.
right.
So it was a prominent family. I mean, if they didn't have parents, I mean, it was the siblings
Mm-hmm.
because they were the young set,
Yes, yes,
at that
yes.
time. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. Running around with Brenda and Jason and Emily,
Yes, and all
or
that.
I guess Robin, not Emily. Yeah,
Robin
yeah, 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 yeah. Look at
and
that. Chandra,
Karen.
Chandra being a job seeking Jedi Master in the chat. Go, Chandra. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, good.
So and we saw some Olivia stuff
We
this week. We
did.
saw, yeah,
Yeah. Livy and Lolo back together after
uh-huh,
giving Nina what for,
yep.
which you love to see. But you know, we have to talk about this because this was the cover and we didn't talk about it at all. We've been on for 40 some odd minutes, 47 minutes, and we have not talked at all about those two crazy kids going overboard and never coming back.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So we had 3 days of lead up to this. We had romantic Parisian adventure full of you know young people
Oh, it
expressing their
was
love.
they had lots of beauty before that tragedy, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They just had
Yes.
their
Got to
most
go.
just the Parisian fantasy, just
Yes.
living it up with my rich ass boyfriend. Getting us this boat, my rich ass boyfriend getting us this dinner, my rich ass boyfriend living a long time in France and knowing the best places to go.
Yeah, and speaking French too.
You know,
All the Cassadines know how to speak French.
voulez-vous,
What's up?
mademoiselle, all that kind of stuff. Uh, it's straight out of a romance novel,
It was lovely.
where
And
it's just, that small town girl who never dreamed that she could be living a life like this, you know?
yeah, and oh, it was all the restaurant and and they're tiny and having champagne and going to the restaurant, her surprising him with the haunted star, which I loved anyway. Um,
The not haunted star.
but yeah, it looked like it didn't, but that's okay. I didn't care. So I'm on the boat and all that stuff. Oh
Mhm.
my gosh, they're gonna go for a cruise. And oh my goodness, and
And
then they're
then
gonna
here's Esme.
oh, and there's that dang Esme. Woo! Now, it what I know, them taking Ace is what just dropped her over the edge. That's,
Mhm.
she went into Heather Ryan land.
Say what you will about Esme and her motivations.
Hmm.
But the thing that is for sure undeniable is they took a baby away from its mother. And that will awaken something, no matter what motivations that you want to attest to this person, whatever level of honesty that they have about their motivations and conversation with other people. Because there's a contingent of people out there that's convinced that she doesn't care about Ace, and this is all about just hurting Trina and Spencer because she hates them, which is not what the show has told you.
No.
The show has told you that she's doing this. Well, she even told us what her wackadoodle plan was. There's a key element, folks, that I need everybody to keep present in mind when thinking about Esme Prince is she is not good at this and never has been. So yeah, the idea of kidnapping Spencer to take him back to Port Charles to convince Laura to tell Nicholas to come home is a stupid plan because Esme thought of it.
Yeah.
Esme's plans are always stupid, and it was Ryan, it was Spencer, it was somebody else to be like, how about we do this instead?
Mm-hmm.
So just you gotta keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when it comes to just the planning powers of Esme Prince. They're not good at all.
Well, she was sure after him. Oh my gosh. We had that big old giant syringe and everything.
Yeah, well, I mean that's classic Ryan Chamberlain,
It
isn't it?
is.
Or at
It
least
is.
classic
It is.
Heather.
It
It's
is.
classic some one of those two.
It's just right up. She just. How can she resist it?
She can't. She
It's
can't.
on both
But yeah,
sides.
the catalyst the catalyst was taken was separating Esme from Ace. That's why
Yes.
all bets were off at that point. There was nothing necessarily for her to save because even Heather was like, "You got to run. There's
Yep.
no way you're getting out of this. I can't give you the magic solution. The only solution is to leave."
Well, I said a couple of weeks ago, if the Heather's the only one that makes sense, holy hell, you've
Yeah,
got
then
trouble.
we got a problem here, Esme. But she was unwilling to accept that. So all bets are off. She's got nothing to lose other than getting her kid back. She's going to do everything. She's going to reach out to the wildest stretches of her imagination in order to get this done. I understand the motivations of Esme. The motivations of Esme ultimately don't matter anymore because she is in the water.
Yeah, I don't know, you guys. I'm thinking that Nicholas, I'm, I'm thinking Spencer will be back in another 6 months. I do think we will see Spencer again. I don't think Spencer's dead. There'd be no reason to have his little turtle dove wash up on the water in on the shore if he was dead.
Unless it
Be
was
no
to
reason.
say goodbye. The only
Oh,
thing that
baloney, baloney,
remains is the turtle
baloney,
dove.
baloney. So, um, yeah, I think Spencer will be back. Now, I'm not sure about the Esme. You know, Esme could come back at any time
Mm,
or never at all.
mm-mm.
Who knows?
Who knows? I
Who
was
knows?
surprised, honestly. I didn't expect that little bit because so when it comes down to it, the show has officially said that Avery Kristen Pohl is no longer on the show. They
Mm,
said that actress has ended her tenure on General Hospital. They have not said that about Nicholas Chavez.
nope.
So who knows? Who knows? Because I don't know. I heard his contract expires this month. Other people have said it expires in the summer. He may have a
Mhm.
little pocket to come back if the show even wants to bother. When it comes down to it, if you've got 2 months left on a contract you're not intending on re-signing, who knows what his plans are? I'm not saying that he's not gonna. But
Yeah,
if he
yeah.
doesn't intend on re-signing it, there's 2 months left. Why bother?
Now, if it was 4 months, I think I'd feel differently about it.
But if it's just a little smidgen of time, like you
It is
bring
a
him back
smidgen.
to then have to recast him, why not just recast him to bring him back? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
So who
makes more
knows?
sense.
I don't know. I
Kind of
don't know.
makes more sense,
I don't know.
especially if he's not going to commit.
Now I think that Chandra agrees. I don't think Esme's dead. I think Esme's gonna go the way of Nell here for. I think she'll be back once at least, and then that might be it.
Not even sure Nell's ever going to be back.
It really depends on what happens with the actress, really. Because if something happens with if Avery gets picked up to do a series on NBC or something, some prime
Mhm.
time something that takes off and does really well,
Uh-huh.
then I don't think that pretty much takes away Esme coming back for a long while. I think until they really figure out what they might want to do to reapproach that character. Like we were
Mhm.
talking with Tanisha, Tanisha was like, I didn't see much value in studying how the other actors were doing the role because what I was getting and what I'm doing is different,
Mhm.
you know?
And they want you to they want you to be different. They don't
Yeah,
want you to, especially if you're hired to be a replacement, not just to fill in, but a replacement.
yeah.
And you've got, episodes of episodes in front of you. Yeah, you don't want to be a mimic of
You
what's
have to
already
wanna
been done.
take it, run it in your direction with it. And
Yeah.
then what General Hospital does a great job with, I think, is seeing how the actor is approaching the role and then writing the role around the strengths of the actor as best as they can.
Mhm.
I think that GH does a great job with that, which is why we have a completely different Nina now than we did when Michelle Stafford was playing her.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, no? I know.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
But if they keep on messing with her, she's going to lean into her Michelle Stafford
We'll
side and do
see.
her
We'll see. We'll see.
great.
So, but Spencer, of course, brave until the last moment. Trina, brave until the last moment. I mean, you got your soap of violence, Ma, that you love. All right, you got a pipe wrench to the head.
I did. I did. Yeah, man, Trina. Oh, and you know what I thought of too? Because we have one of those right outside, right outside by the pool pump
Okay.
to turn it.
Hmm.
And that thing is heavy. We have the exact same one. And that thing is heavy. I was like, oh, you have to have some velocity to whack somebody with that.
Yeah, she's got to have a little heft to her, right? So
Yeah.
I thought that they did Trina really well, since Trina was the character that lived through the whole thing, and she's the one that's going to be pressing on while while Spencer and Esme, for now at least, are a big question mark. What service to that character? She got her romance, then she became an action hero. She busted herself out of the bowels of the ship. She broke up that like if it wasn't for Trina, I know that Spencer fell in the water, but if it wasn't for Trina, Esme would have been successful in her plan.
Mm-hmm.
So good on Trina.
Yeah. She
Well,
was a hero. A
yeah.
badass.
So she won, or she was awarded Performer of the Week on SoapOperaNews.net this week. And I wrote up the little article for it, and in it I said that she was able to play everything. She went from ingenue to action hero this week,
Yeah.
from being the lead of a romantic fantasy to like just being like Pam Grier, just
Yeah.
kicking ass.
Yeah. Right. You are right.
Chandra says that I thought of Mama Cat when Trina hit her. You could become synonymous
Right?
with soap violence, Ma.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope Heather
I did
breaks out and
like
comes
it.
after Trina.
Did like
Ooh.
it. But I always think the same thing, because they left her. They said Trina was like, cool though. Cool. She's like, Trina said, leave her to bleed. That's what she said. Leave her to bleed.
Leave her to bleed.
Oh, leave her
I'm
to
done
bleed.
with her.
But Trina, you should have whacked her again, hon.
Yeah, nobody
Or
checked
did
for a pulse or
something.
nothing. But that's
Tie her
okay.
up,
That's all
something.
right.
They should have tied her up or something. She wasn't dead. They knew she wasn't dead. They should have
I
tied
mean,
her butt up.
I guess. But, Spencer was so loopy
But
after getting
then,
shot up. He might have just really drowned. He might have.
you know what I was just happy about? Wasn't happy about any of that. But what I was happy about was that knock on the door at Laura's house at the end of the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was happy about that. I was hoping Nicholas would come back home
It's
with that baby.
it's super funny because I went on Twitter, and after Esme and Spencer went into the water, I said, "Well, gosh, now I'm worried about getting Nicholas back anytime soon because, well, there's his main ties,
Hmm?
And
Yeah.
here we are Friday. He's knocking on the door, being like, "Oh my God, my son is dead."
Yeah.
It's
Oh my gosh. And he
looking all
looks
hurt.
so sad too.
Leave her to bleed, but lock the door.
Yep. Right. And I did notice that too. Okay, they should use the same set piece. You guys, I noticed it. Do you remember they put a lock on the outside of the door?
Mm-hmm.
One of those little Jimmy locks, at the
Yeah.
top there.
Uh-huh.
On the outside of the door when it was on a star, because they were locking somebody in there from the outside.
Uh-huh.
That lock is still on that door.
Yes, yes, it is. Other
Did
people
you
noticed
notice
it too.
it?
Yeah, other people noticed it too.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought, you guys, you need to tie her up, kick her ass a little harder, tie her up, or that lock, hello. Anyway, but who cares? But who cares? They had to go in the water some way.
Yeah, they
Right?
did. They did. They did, and they did it in classic fashion. That little flip door. The little gate on the side of the boat. It never holds. It never does.
Yep.
I think that's the same direction that Alex fell off of after getting shot. Oh goodness gracious!
Well, it was all delightful.
With the door
General
that Uncle
Hospital
Victor
has
had
not been
Spencer.
boring, that's for sure.
They should
General
get-
Hospital has not been boring.
No, it hasn't been. No, it's been
Mm.
super exciting. It's been great. Things have been moving forward, and I've been having a great time. I really have. I really have. Also, take the needle with the drug. Yes, that was be smart too. If they were to have taken the needle away from Esme and locked the door, I mean, but if they did that, then Spencer would have to stay on the show. So they had to have made some poor choices in there somewhere.
I like I said, ultimately they had to fall off the boat.
Yeah, I think that it's important for us to not try to make it so our favorite characters are practically perfect in every way. I think that there's an important part about the darker negative aspects of a human being that makes them into a human being. You know what I mean?
Well, sure,
Like
sure.
even portraying things like a sexist attitude or homophobia or something like that. I think that that stuff should exist in characters that we see on television, so long as it's done responsibly and is a part of the character's arc where they realize that that behavior is bad, or that behavior prevents them from achieving something that they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's just
yeah.
how. Because otherwise, we're watching a bunch of, very respectful, perfect people exist, and that's
And
too not real.
also we have to remember too. So we're not, they're acting it in real time. We're
Hmm.
supposed to be watching in real time. So
Yeah.
they're supposed to be able to come up with they're supposed to be coming up with these ideas and these remedies in seconds.
Yes.
Where we're thinking about it across an episode or
Yeah.
across a whole day.
Right. Right. And we have the
Right?
benefit of retrospect as well,
Right.
where we get to judge the decisions that are made rather than make the decisions. It's a completely different thing. It's like watching Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune or your favorite game show and
Mm-hmm.
being like, well, I would smash at this thing. I'm so
Mm-hmm.
good sitting on my couch watching this thing and answering these questions. I am so great. Let me go on this show. And you go on the show and you suck. Because
Yeah.
when you're on the couch, there's no pressure.
Yeah.
When you're
And
there,
there's no stage fright and there's no
there's no
nerves
stakes.
and there's no bright lights and all that.
Right. And if I get this question wrong, then I lose the money. When I
Mm-hmm.
actually do it, it's a completely different experience, and you're gonna not think through things as clearly as you would have being relaxed on your couch, that sort of stuff. So keep
Absolutely.
that. That's a good note too, Mama. Keep that in
Hmm.
mind. We get a lot more time to think about this stuff than the characters playing it out on TV.
We sure do.
Oh goodness. So that covers that. Two of them are not making it back to Port Charles anytime soon. But Trina lives on. She's got some grief to get over, but a life to live.
Yeah, and it'll be, at this point, I don't know how you guys think, but I'm not spending anything. Nothing like comes up for me right quickly for Trina. You know,
That means that it'll be something that is completely new for her.
that's got to be because that doesn't feel like there's anything on the back burner for Trina right
No,
now.
no, it's going to be something brand spanking new for her, and I'm looking
No,
forward
and
to seeing what it is.
she said to Jocelyn she was going to move back home
Yeah,
for a few months.
yeah. I mean, she's gonna have a lot of grief to get over, and who knows what she's gonna get wrapped up in during that time. I don't know. I don't know. Kelly's shouting, Cameron's coming soon. Yeah, Cameron's gonna come back for an episode or two.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have a funeral for Spencer.
Cameron's not coming back full time though, you guys. Cameron's just coming back for the memorial for Spencer.
Yeah.
So none of that. And then Adam's off the show too. So all of those people being like, Adam's for Trina, Adam and Trina 2024. Adam and Trina are the future of soap operas. How you
Well,
feeling
they
now?
sure stopped that, didn't they? They just like had his crappy dad walk in and walk out with him.
Yeah,
That's what it felt like.
again, I don't know how these little micro deals work and all that. He wasn't contracted, but it's entirely possible they said, hey, we're going to take you on for 6 episodes or 10, 12, whatever it is.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know how that stuff works. I don't know how
I
that
don't
stuff
like
dries
it.
up.
I don't like it because I feel like the dad has won.
Yeah, right.
I don't
Because
like it.
he pretty much scooped up the kid and left.
Yeah, I don't like it because I
So I
don't like
guess
the ending.
I don't know. I mean, stay tuned. Maybe there's going to be part two coming down once they ink another
Maybe,
deal. Maybe he's off now while they negotiate, or
maybe.
while they focus on other stories
Mm-hmm. Have him come back.
and have him be back. Who knows what Jocelyn's going to get wrapped up in when it comes to the Jason return. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not writing the show.
No, not presently.
Not
We
currently.
can dream.
Maybe one day. I mean, write it in my heart. Write it in my heart. Saddam, come on, Melissa. Oh, he went back to the dorm, not home. Whatever. He's off the show now. His stint is done.
Scooped up by his
For now.
crappy
For now.
dad.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you.
It'd be a good time to have Cam and Trina. It's not happening, Melissa. Plus, they already talked about how they're just friends. They don't like each other like that.
Mhm.
It's like, sometimes when you kiss somebody and then it just doesn't work. And then you're like, oh, okay. I understand.
I think there's going to be some new. I think there's going to be a new storyline for Dex.
If he turns out to be Dex Cates, then for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
they've been warming up to the family stuff.
they have.
So,
Yeah.
oh well, thank you, Kelly. You want me to write for GH? Oh, that's so kind. So kind. Let's get through Love, Politics, Medicine, and see if you actually like that before giving me the job as GH head writer.
Head writer.
Head writer.
Head writer. Mhm.
Like the video, folks. Leave a comment later. I don't know what else to say. I'm getting my stomach is tired. I know that's a strange thing to say. Like my abdomen is getting sleepy.
Okay.
No,
Well, I think you topped out.
I'm getting talked out is what it is.
Yeah.
We've been doing this all day long.
Yeah, we have. It's been fun.
It's been fun. It's been super fun. It's been super enjoyable. Let me just read my notes here just to make, because Spencer, Jordan, Ada, Anna, Curtis, Jagger, Adam, Carly, Tracy. Didn't really talk about that. The Sunny Shootout, Dex Cates. Joss is back, and she immediately had to be sad.
Yeah.
There was somebody from Press Your Luck who had impressed Frank Valentini, and she played a waitress at Bobby's this week. I found that to be
Oh,
interesting.
yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
exactly who this
she's
person was or how she caught the attention of Frank Valentini, but he liked her on that game show well enough that she became a waitress for the day.
yeah, she was, and she had some lines with Carly.
Yeah.
Carly handed her the keys to Bobby's.
Yes.
And Carly said that she was going to be made. So that this, hopefully this will turn into a character, whoever it is.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to find a manager for Bobby's.
Yeah, she's got her.
So Carly's not going to be at Bobby's as much going forward. It looks like
No, she's got a magazine
probably
to
going
run
to be
now.
over there at Crimson.
Yep, she's not going to get saddled behind that counter like you wanted her to be. Michael quits. We didn't really talk about that, but whatever. It's going to be a Bensonhurst sweating. That'll be fun. And then Finn's not in trouble. There's really not much to say other than, like, good job, Finn's friends and family, for gathering together and solving this problem.
Yeah.
This was as we're done with this storyline as I could possibly think of. Like, for them to go from where they were to now it's over, I think shows that they're like, we're done.
Yeah, they don't, like we said earlier, some things are going to go, they're going to write for it. They're going to continue. Some things are going to go in the can. That one went in the can.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Dad asked me to play. Felicia told him he'd definitely be able to get a scholarship of his choice wherever he chooses. It's true otherworldly. So I guess Dad didn't really win.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Felicia quite a bit. I actually tweeted about her after that scene where she was advocating for Adam, and I'm like, I've always enjoyed Felicia. I really have.
Well, I hope that that's the case. I hope that's the case. But the way he was depicted and having that just being able to walk out with the dad is just like,
Guess we'll see
I
how it
know
goes
he's
on.
going to be able to solve his problems on his own.
Nah, Adam's gonna be back. I was making fun of people earlier when I said, "Whoa, how do you feel now that Adam's off the show?" Like I said, they're just figuring it out. He'll find himself on contract next, I bet.
I think so too.
So we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned to General Hospital, everybody, and we'll talk about it here on the 10th floor.
We sure will.
We will. We'll talk about it, or we'll just jam it in at the very end, like Finn's not in trouble anymore. If we didn't have Tanisha on earlier, I probably would have got into it with more detail. But like we said, I'm very talked out.
Mm-hmm. Well, we better jump on the elevator.
Okay, everybody get back on the elevator, folks. We're going to go back down to the first floor. Then we're going to go into the parking garage. We're going to get into our cars. We're safe. We're fine. Don't worry about it. There's no nefarious people trying to take you out. Just Sunny. Adam will show up at Chrissy's house. Adam's not gay. Turn on your cars. Tune your radios to previous episodes of the 10th floor, which you can find on all of your favorite podcasting platforms. If you can't find it on your favorite podcasting platform, you can reach out to me on Twitter at 10th floor GH, and I will point you in the right direction. While you're there, follow the Twitter account anyway. Also, social medias. We're on Facebook and Instagram. Join the soap conversation that happens all week long. You can like this video, and you should. You can subscribe to this channel, and you also should do that. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment. If you're live with us, reload the page here in a moment and leave a comment. Share it around. Click other videos on the channel as well to show YouTube that we're interesting. The more you interact with the channel, the more YouTube thinks that we're important, because you're showing YouTube that you find us important. Do that for us. You can leave a super chat at any time if you want, a super thanks as well. If you want to contribute to the show financially, you don't have to. We do all of this stuff for free. It's just a donation if you so choose. Chandra did earlier today. Thank you so much. We had 2 during the interview as well. So thank you to Leanne and to Rochelle for that as well. I think that's my whole outro. Go spend some time with your families. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And we'll catch you next time right here on the 10th floor. Goodbye.